This last section of the project takes a different twist to the way that the colors are applied and the way that you're collaging things. Um, this last option might be a good way to go if you're someone who really struggles seeing the difference between light and dark values and where to actually put your colors. So you might want to consider posturizing your entire portrait before you transfer it for your final one onto your final paper, because it's going to automatically break up the areas of light and dark and be a lot easier for you to follow along with where to put the specific tones. So if on the last couple of sections you really struggled with this, posturizing your picture would be a really good way to go. Now the way that we put together the pieces on this specific practice is different from what we've been doing where we're ripping up the small pieces. So we're actually outlining and creating those specific sections with the tissue paper. So don't feel like if you're posturizing your picture on your final one, you have to take this approach with it. You could still be ripping up pieces and collaging them on top versus cutting out the larger sections like what we're going to try here. But again, I just wanted to show you a different approach and a different style that you can take for your project. But getting started, I'm going to lay down my light purple tissue paper to match the color that I have on this first section of the face. And you'll notice that since it's the light tissue paper, you can see through. So I just outlined and traced the section for that light purple there, and am cutting it out now with scissors. You can also try using an X-Acto blade if you're struggling with cutting out the scissors and the tissue paper. But then I'm going to find all of those light purple sections, and I'm outlining those, cutting them out, and gluing them down on the spot that they're at on the paper here. So again, if you want to try an X-Acto blade, I do have those that you can use if you're struggling with scissors, but I would give that a try first. So I'm laying down that light purple there. There's a few pieces up by the nose, so I'm outlining and cutting out the piece by the nose. And then there's another, one more smaller piece of that light purple. So I'm going to cut that out, trying my best to make it accurate to the size that I have on the reference picture, but if it is slightly different, you can always go back in and add more collage on top of it. What I'm going to do for this darker color is actually trace and outline what I'm going to cut out for the section. So I'm going to go back and play that one more time. So I'm taking the dark purple, and since when I hold it over you can't see through it like you can for the lighter purple, I'm going to shade on the back. So let me play this here. I'm shading on the back of my reference picture, and I'm tracing the purple on top of that darker purple color, so then I'm able to cut out the dark purple tissue paper. Let me know if that's a section that doesn't make sense or if you want help with that. Again, if you want to try maybe just ripping up your pieces or filling it in a different way here, that is fine too. Or maybe you do a combination of colors where you're just doing the light purple and then you're using acrylic paint or a dark purple paint to fill in the darker sections. So consider trying out a different combination of things. Remember, this practice is so you can experiment some different ideas for your final project. But again, I'm cutting out and tracing all of those dark purple sections and placing them onto my picture here. And then from there, I'm just going to try a different style of collage and start ripping up some of the gray tones for the gray color that's on my picture. So I went through a magazine, found some black and white pictures, and I'm ripping those up to put into the black sections and then the gray tones as well. And I'm ripping them up pretty thin so that they're able to fit in those smaller slivers of space. And I'm just overlapping them a little bit here, but trying to keep them to the correct size so they're not covering too much of what I already placed before. So again, each piece I'm just gluing down, trying to fill in and follow the accurate value change on here. You can see I'm using lots of details, so lots of smaller pieces. There's a lot on here, so try your best to just focus on showing that value change. But I'm going to skip a little bit ahead here to the hair. For the hair, I'm going back to that first style where I am putting down my light purple paper, or tissue paper, I'm tracing it and cutting it out and then placing it down so I have a solid start for the hair. Since the hair is a lighter value, I'm just going to do a light purple, and then I'm taking white or lighter pieces of the newspaper and magazines and I'm gluing those down to create a little bit of texture and value change. But what I want you to try here is using, again, Sharpie, pen, colored pencil, different materials that you can then refine and add detail to. So I'm going back in with the Sharpie and I kind of outlined where the jaw and the chin is. You can look at your original reference picture, which is what I did here, to get some of that detail and see some of the detail with it. So that's linked back on the class website if you want to go back and look at the original picture to see more of the detail that's lost when your picture is posturized. And same thing with the nose here. I'm looking at the reference picture as I'm filling in the value change for the nose because that's going to help to make it as accurate as possible with the details. And then I'm continuing those lips out from what I had in the last picture, just trying to connect it all together. And as you're doing this, as you're filling things in, definitely think about which of these styles you like the best and which styles are going to work well for your specific ideas with your final project and your final portrait. But try out all of these different styles. Once you're finished with all four, start thinking about how you're going to apply things for your final project and then move on to the last step, which is a short step of creating some different background techniques and ideas for your background.